Welcome, Pokemon trainers, Pokemon breeders, and Pokemon masters alike. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, and it's almost like I was just here doing this, recording the last part. Yeah. Funny thing that I'm even dressed the same. Anyways, fact of the matter is, we are here for the final part of the Emerald leg of our GenLocke challenge. What is a GenLocke? Well, look no further than right over here. Right over here. Maybe here, but it's definitely over here. The Generation Lock. A GenLocke is a variant of a Nuzlocke. Pretty much you play multiple Nuzlockes, figure out your own rules sort of idea, however you want to play a Nuzlocke. My rules are down in the description down below, and then you try to keep the same team going forward. You try to keep those Hall of Famers, those champions of yours that successfully won you the Nuzlocke, and you try to keep them for as many Nuzlockes in a row as possible, starting at Gen 1 and going through each subsequent generation. Now, we have already successfully done Red and Gold version, and now we're into the final part of Emerald, the third leg of our GenLocke challenge. I'm excited to get into this one. Obviously, we have a rival battle or two, then the Elite Four. You know, then it's up to the Elite Four. So, and I always lose to Glacia. 4 times now. 4 times I've lost to her. So, alright. Let's get ready to rumble. And it's Wally here. It's Wally here in Victory Road. Just as we thought, alright, we're getting further into Victory Road. Alright, good goddamn, god dandy. And boom, Wally. With an actual 5 roster team starting a level 44 Altaria. It's like, okay. Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, sort of forgot we were gonna be fighting Wally. I remembered in the back of my mind we faced him, but I thought it was like at the Elite Four entrance or something. Didn't expect this, didn't look up his team, and automatically this guy pulls out an Altaria and starts doing dragon dances. And I'm like, we need dragon against goddamn dragon, because now it's double dragon danced already. And I can't kill this thing, so I'm like, oh, but I know what can. Ice Beam! So this thing uses Safeguard, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Ice Beam, baby. Because you are ×4 weak, and I don't care how many Dragon Dances you did. That didn't increase your special defense. You're down. You're done. And I am so glad I spent all my money on another Game Corner TM for Ice Beam. Brings out a Delcatty. Delcatty's not bad, obviously. And we changed out Dragon Breath for Dragon Claw, the much better move. For the sole purpose that also Dragon Pulse I don't believe existed at this point, and we already have Fly and stuff, so it's like, and we have Dragon Dance, so it's fine. As I said, I think I'm gonna focus more on her going forward being a special attacker, but once again, she's more of a tank, she's more of a bulk. So Magneton comes in, and that Thunderbolt would still do neutral damage, it's still gonna hurt. So stupidly, I changed into Ancalagon, and I'm like, well, now I just took a super effective hit. And had that been a crit, I would have died. I'm like, what am I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. I can survive it and flamethrower this bitch and definitely one-shot it. Unlike this failure of a Magneton, I can kill things in one hit with Ancalagon, the black. So, yeah, in all honesty, I screwed up there. In all honesty, I screwed up, but more than made up for it with a one-shot flamethrower. Same here, outspeed the Roselia. Long before there was a... Not long, I guess. But before there was Roserade, boom, we actually killed 2 from this range. 2. And in comes the Gardevoir. And the party is no longer protected by Safeguard, not that that matters. And I decide, I believe, to go into, I go into Copper because I'm like, what do I have as an answer to this thing? I know what I have Rhydon. But Rhydon's Crunch is still tied to special attack. So I'm like, alright, I'm just going to Thunderbolt this bitch. I'm going to use one of our highest special attackers. I'm going to Thunderbolt. Could have switched into Dragoon for this. But look, that's enough. It's enough. Like, there's a future sight attack coming, which is good because we're about to end this. Assuming it hits. And it does. That double team meant nothing. We took no damage. Copper managed to take out the Gardevoir. Boom. Down goes Wally. But still, it was a little bit of a shocker because I thought it was later on down the line. I was just running through, and then boom, Wally shows up, and I'm like, okay, you know. But thankfully, that's the end of that. And now we're looking at the stats here. So we have our Adamant Nature. I mean, just look at that beast. 184. Taught him Earthquake and stuff. He's level 53. And then our Raichu here. Iron Tail. Thunderbolt. Quick Attack. Thunder Wave and stuff. Those stats are beautiful, by the way. Those stats are beautiful. Fly, Flamethrower, Return. We taught Charizard Return. Okay. Fly, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, and Ice Beam for Altaria. That makes sense. Needle Boy here. Thunderbolt, Strength, Surf, and Sludge Bomb. We got that Sludge Bomb going. Giga Drain, Leaf Blade, the same moveset we've always had for Sceptile there. So yeah, there we go. I'm surprised they didn't show the stats, but I guess I was just showing the changes we made. But 180 something for attack. Almost 200 attack at level 53. That Rhydon is stupidly broken. But here we go. Start of the Elite Four. Let's go to our first matchup. And it is up against Sydney. Sydney of the Elite Four. Let's do it. I wanna be the very best, like Sydney couldn't be. Starts off with a Mightyena. It's right on, baby. Of course, we take the Intimidate, but at 183, do we give a shit? And we have Brick Break, baby. Like, we went and scoured for the TMs we could get, and did we ever get them? The fact of the matter is that that's the only reason that didn't hit. That Intimidate saved that Mightyena's life. And actually, it's good, because now Sydney's using up the full restores on the Mightyena. Though, granted, we did take a Sand attack, which is really unfortunate. Though, if we do a quick switch out, the Sand attack and the Intimidate's not going to matter. And yeah, see, look, how unfortunate is that? Now we take a Crunch, which does about 50 damage. So we're not at full HP anymore because of that. And then, of course, we get the critical when it doesn't matter. So, unfortunate the way that worked out. Now, of course, our accuracy is lowered and our attack is lowered. This sucks going forward. Crawdon comes out, though, so we would switch out here anyways, because the Crawdon could probably outspeed Heracles, not 100% given the level difference, but we switch out to Copper, and it's a good thing we did, because that Surf did that much to Copper, it would have killed. Then, for some reason, we miss, and I'm like, I hit Iron Tail. I was too quick. He gets a Sword Stance off. I mean, it doesn't matter in the long scheme of things. I'm going to one-shot this thing, and I do. But I was so quick on the, yeah, I'm going to win, I'm going to win. And I hit Iron Tail. I was too quick. So, in comes the Shift Tree, and I'm like, alright, Grass Dark. Like, burn him. If you can't beat him, burn him. And in comes Calagon, the black. And the double team crap starts again. And I'm like, maybe I should have just tried a Thunderbolt. I mean, it would have been not very effective, but still. Thankfully, one double team doesn't ruin our day. So the Shift Tree goes down. Shift Tree's awesome. I just wish he had a better move pool. I'd love to use the Shift Tree. Then Absol, one of the coolest Pokemon of Gen 3, jumps in. Like, Mightyena, Absol, like, Dark was just on fire at that point. Flamethrower is this close. Didn't know this thing had Rock Slide. Holy shit. Didn't know. Just randomly flamethrowered it, thinking, it's going to hit us with something. And it's like, yeah, something that could nearly killed us. And I'm like, well, I know I can hit it. I know I'll outspeed it. So I go for the Flamethrower, but I'm like, and of course we use up our Berry and stuff, and so does the Absol, but I'm like, holy shit. And then the Cacturn comes in as the final one, and we will clean up with Calagon, killing those three. But still, he might have taken three kills, but I didn't realize that damn thing had Rock Slide. So obviously my research was not up to par on this one. But we do defeat Sydney, and we don't lose anybody. Though we are going to have to probably heal by the looks of it. Going forward. So, For some reason, I'm so against using healing. I'm like, I'm just going to use up the berries. Now, using up the orange berries makes sense, alright? We can use, you know, they'll heal about 40 HP here, right? So we can use that to heal up most of Heracles, right? Or I guess Copper in this case. I don't know. We're sharing the love here. So we use up our orange berries, but then we decide to go and start doing it with citrus berries. And I'm like, yeah, but they're more useful in battle, like as we just saw. So why am I wasting all my citrus berries here? I don't know what I was thinking at this point. So I'm about to use them, and then I go, oh, wait, shit. You know what? No, I should give this back to Ankalagon, which I do. And then I look, no, oh. I don't even think about looking at my other healing items. Do I? I mean, Ankalagon needs like a potion, like a hyper potion or something. Like at least a super potion. But maybe I'm thinking, okay, I'll survive a few more gym battles and see where we're at. Or gym battles, Elite Four members. I don't know if that's a smart play. I'm so conservative with my, obviously because I can't buy max potions, hyper potions, full restores and everything. Though, I will admit, I ran around with Laloon a lot, that Lanoon that we caught for pickup, and managed to get a few extra medical items. So that was lucky. That was fortunate. But now we're up against Phoebe, the ghost user. Against Phoebe, the ghost user. And we start off with Sceptile, because we think we have the highest special attack, I'm guessing, is the reason behind this, because we don't have anything really super effective, I'm guessing, was my strategy, and I just thought, I'll just hit him with a couple of Leaf Blades, and, I mean, did over half. Had he not used Protect, and then he uses Confuse Ray, and I'm like, oh, no, not this shit. And then, of course, Protect again, so I didn't actually need, I mean, I still would have had to made a move, but we take a Pursuit, or not a Pursuit, which I'm surprised. Wait, am I not going for Pursuit for a reason? Wouldn't Pursuit, well, I probably, I don't know, I'm just thinking Leaf Blade. As I've been praising Leaf Blade for 2 parts now, Leaf Blade is like goated, but to kill that one Dusclops took us to half health. Very annoying start to Phoebe. Then she pulls out her second one. And I think this was the reason I started with Dragoon. We have the option of getting some HP back naturally. Didn't realize this thing had Ice Beam. Does not a whole lot of damage, but enough that it's sort of like, man, I don't like that at all. But I'm like, instead of switching out, let's use up Dragoon at this point. I'm obviously going to need to heal Dragoon. So why not just do as much damage as Dragoon can do? That Shadow Ball looked really scary, however. The thing then, after getting into the red, has a Citrus Berry. And I'm thinking, can I do it? And I'm like, well, if I Giga Drain, not from 40, but if I Giga Drain, I'll get enough HP back. And that was I think that was a bit of a high roll there, because I get my HP back, I end up killing the Dusclops, didn't think I was going to, and then in jumps the Banette. So Dragoon has managed to kill 2. Then we go for another Giga Drain on the Banette, who's obviously weaker than the Dusclops when it comes to stats. And we do well over half. We're back up to 110 HP. Of course, this thing's going to use Shadow Ball. It's going to bring us back down to about, around 50. But we do another Giga Drain. We take the rest of its health. We have 3 kills from Dragoon here. And we're up to about middle health. Just shy of middle health. And it's like, goddamn, Giga Drain doing its thing. But we've used up all our Giga Drains at this point, right? In comes the Sableye. And I finally say to myself, do I stay in? Do I try to do something? And I say, you know what? Let's Leaf Blade him. Let's do it. And I do it, thinking, I'll do over half at least. And I do a crazy amount. The double team. This is where there's a problem. And a full restore now. Thankfully, sort of in a way, used up the full restore, but the Leaf Blade still hits. One double team will not take down our team. And we get him down to the red. Another full restore. Using up all the healing items here on the Sableye. We get rid of the Sableye, won't be able to heal anymore. Still hit the Leaf Blade again. And I'm sitting there like, holy shit. And we have Aerial Ace, but the problem is it's Ghost type. We won't be able to hit it. And the Leaf Blade hits. That double team never mattered. Never mattered. And Dragoon is about to sweep an Elite Four member by himself. And so I stay in. I'm like, Dragoon's about to completely dominate, sweep, something he's not super effective against. And Leaf Blade is literally, look at that. Leaf Blade is that powerful. Our special attack stat is so damn high, we one-shot a Manette. So there we go. Phoebe was destroyed by a Dragoon, and it's going to cost us 1 potion. Which is 1 Hyper Potion, yeah. As you can see, we found a few from the noon. We use up our second one to heal and Caligon. And now I'm sort of trying to decide on Glacia. Once again. Glacia has kicked my ass 4 times in a Nuzlocke. 4 times. Not consecutively, but 4 times. I always lose to this bitch. I always lose to this bitch. So, I'm thinking long and hard on this one. And this is where it's all about to go down. Glacia, with her ice skills. Younger sister to Agatha, quite obviously. Or she dyes her hair, one or the other. Yeah, it's Agatha's sister. That's my own headcanon, but I stick to it. Starts off with the CeeLo as always. And we go with Ankelagon the Black to start us off. Flamethrower. It's going to do neutral. It's not quite enough. Okay, we're doing the weather shit. Alright. Now, why are we insistent on starting off with Flamethrower? Granted, critical hit, so the CeeLo only ended up getting Hail up, nothing else. The Walrein comes out early. The thing that destroys me every time. Okay, we got pelted with Hail. Obviously, we're going to switch, but Copper can't take a Surf. Can he? Are we that confident that Copper's going to take a Surf? No. We jump into Dragoon to neutralize the damage, assuming he's not going to go for Ice Beam, because once again, he could go for... I assume he's got Ice Beam. Okay, that didn't do very much. That's good. We're 2 levels higher, but that's not going to matter much. We didn't heal up with Ether. What is wrong with... Oh, yeah, I forgot we didn't do that, so I'm probably kicking myself. Oh! So close. Look at it. We nearly one-shot the Walrein and that Ice Beam. Oh! Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no! No, 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 no. Oh! Jeez! So this is where I switch out because I know he's going to go for the heal. He's going to go for the heal. Yep, the full restore was coming, and we couldn't survive another Hail. I thought about staying in to kill him, but I was like, we can't survive another Hail. This is where I decided to go for Thunderbolt. So she's already used up a full restore. Leaf Blade did its job, but just... I think that was still a high roll, though. Because that critical hit... Beauty, baby! Didn't have to deal with another Ice Beam or a Surf. Copper's sitting pretty. We can take out the rest of this with Copper. Dragoon raises up. Look at that. 166 special attack. Dragoon is a monster. Dragoon is a monster. And these Galeys, I don't give a shit. Thunderbolt them. We can Thunderbolt our way to Now that the Walrein is out of the way, because that Walrein Surf or Ice Beam will probably kill Copper. Or at the very least, it'd be a 2-hit KO against Copper with the Surf. Like, Walreins are dangerous. Walreins, I wish I had one. Walreins are fucking dangerous. So, you know, we can take out these guys with neutral damage with a couple of Thunderbolts and boom. And now we're sitting pretty, but whoa, baby. Like, once again, Glacia's Walrein gives us so much damn trouble every time because the thing's a beast. The thing is a goddamn beast. But we managed to take it out. I am curious to know if that was the highest roll. If that was the highest roll I could have had on that Leaf Blade, or if that was a low roll and we would have one-shot it normally. I am curious. I do want to know. Because then we took Ice Beam to the face, plus the Hail. Granted, from full HP by the looks of it, because we weren't able to Giga Drain, though Giga Drain would do quite a bit less than Leaf Blade. Since we weren't able to do that, it is interesting to see that from full HP, we would have easily survived an Ice Beam and a Hail. Though we would still be down and probably to the red, to the very low yellow, but we still would have gotten there. The Ice Beam couldn't have one-shot us from any position, so at this point, obviously, Hyper Potion time. Or, what am I? Yeah, I'm going to go for Hyper Potion, right? Yeah. So I Hyper Potion to heal the 200. Dragoon is back at full strength, baby! And we're celebrating. We are celebrating this 100% because Glacia is the bane of my 3rd gen Nuzlockes. She's beaten me 4 fucking times in Nuzlocke. And that's more than any other Nuzlocke I've ever played. I've lost to her more than anybody else Nuzlockes combined. So we do some healing up and stuff. Now we have to choose our Pokemon on who is going to go up against Drake, the Dragon Tamer. Now obviously the reason we taught Altaria Ice Beam is all for this very moment. But we have to remember, we got to get the hell out of there for certain dragons. Because other dragons have ways of, well, dragons hurt dragons. Remember that. Here we go. Shelgon against Altaria. I immediately go for Dragon Dance, knowing the Protect is coming. Because these things love Protect. So we've already increased our attack and our speed. It's more so about, obviously, our... it goes for a second Protect, but it failed. So we could have done one more Dragon Dance, obviously. But the attack boost isn't going to matter because we're going to go for either Dragon Claw or Ice Beam. And, you know, special attacks. Dragon type was considered special back then, regardless that Dragon Claw becomes physical later, so there we go. Shelgon is down. And we have one Dragon Dance up, which is good. And here comes the Altaria. We're going to outspeed it, obviously, with our own Dragon Dance. Because so now this Ice Beam has, I'm amazed, survived. But like all Altarias do, they Dragon Dance on their first turn. So it's unlikely it'll outspeed us with our own Dragon Dance. So even though it's a level higher. So we managed to, now the critical hit is irrelevant, but we do manage to kill two out of the 5 already with Shion. And now we're level 54. But to learn Perish Song, I don't think we really want Perish Song in a Nuzlocke. Now, Flygon is easily, ×4, gonna go down to an Ice Beam. Once again, Dragon Dance did not boost our Ice Beam's power, it only boosted our speed, really, because we're not using attack stat moves. In comes the Salamence. Now this is where The Intimidate lowers, so now we only literally have the speed boost. But we go for the Ice Beam because it's also ×4. Flying, because Salamence, like Dragonite, I believe, is flying. Isn't he? He's dragon flying, right? Goes for a Dragon Claw, though. Woo! Baby, that hurt. That hurt quite a bit, but we are faster. We're going to outspeed it. But this Salamence is probably, unless the Citrus Berry staves off him from using a healing item, and it does, because the Citrus Berry is actually the downfall, because now we get off a second Ice Beam, scary as it was to do, and we end up getting rid of the Salamence. Is Altaria about to sweep? Nope, we're getting the hell out of there against a Kingdra, aren't we? We stay in with a Dragon Claw, are you crazy? Doesn't he have Body Slam? We must have looked it up. This Kingdra can't have a dragon or an ice move then. Unlike Juan's ice beaming Kingdra, this Kingdra didn't have one. So we felt confident staying in that we could survive whatever he was going to throw. Must have had something like Waterfall, Body Slam, Double Team, and something else. So we defeat Drake. We sweep. That's double sweep. Dragoon sweeped Phoebe, and now and then Shion sweeped. I don't know if I can pick. I think, honestly, Dragoon is our MVP of the whole run, realistically speaking. I think Dragoon has put that Leaf Blade attacking Dragoon is our new MVP. But, you know, replacing Apollo. But, early game, and now Wild Wing being the MVP for 2 gens in a row. Time to pass the torch, right? But the fact that we got 2 sweeps is just absolutely incredible. And now we've restored PP. At this point, we can use up any of our stuff. Like, we got to have full HP to go up against Wallace. Though, granted, Steven's harder. Okay? Steven's definitely harder than Wallace, because Wallace is a one-type. Like, they're both one-type champions, but Steel is a lot harder to work around. Even with a fire type, is a lot harder to work around than, because your fire type has its weaknesses. So water is a lot easier to work around than steel. Honestly, I 100% say that Steven is way harder than Wallace as a champion. So when we go up against him, it's gonna be, it's still gonna be tough, but it's not gonna be impossible, right? That's all I'm saying. And here we go, up against the champion. Now, granted, as I said, just because Steven's the harder champion, because steel typing and that goddamn Metagross is just a dominant force, Wallace is still powerful. He's still got a melodic, Milotic, whatever, and water typing. Yeah, we have a good advantage here against water types realistically, because we have an Altaria who's resistant. We have a let's see, what else do we have? We have we have 2 Thunderbolt users, you know, so 3 of our team. 3 out of the 6, right? So we're starting off with Copper up against the Whale Lord. And once again, Whale Lord, heavy ass Pokemon. Good, I assume really good defense, if not special defense. And looking at it, a lot of HP, but obviously the special defense can't keep up with Copper, because boom, we end up one-shotting the Whale Lord. Something I didn't expect to do, but maybe the thing doesn't have great special defense. And obviously Gyarados, great Pokemon, fantastic. But once again, electric type. Let's go. So we're easily sweeping 2 out of 6 automatically with Copper. Without problem. You know, because our special attack stat, right? It's through the roof. So now we only have 4 left to deal with. Income, surprisingly, I don't understand. So I later found out at the time, I was like, why pull out the Gyarados when you had a Wish Cache to use Earthquake? That Gyarados had Earthquake. I didn't realize that. The Wish Cache obviously goes for Earthquake, but that's the reason to pull out the Gyarados. Speedy, the speedier Wish Cache with Earthquake would have taken out Copper. So we end up taking it, but we've obviously finally fully restored our power. ×4 Giga Drain, It might not be Leaf Blade, but we get all our HP back. So the switch out cost us nothing. We're now 3 for 3. We're 3 out of 6 done, and we have 0 damage. Now here comes the powerhouse. And we decide straight for that Leaf Blade. Let's see how much it does against this damaging goddamn thing. And only half goes for Toxic as well. It's like, okay, kudos to this Milotic because it's strong. And now we've taken Toxic damage. We're only going to survive so long. Berry time, yeah. A citrus berry. Now, obviously, we're going to stay in. Use another Leaf Blade. Going to get him down to the red. Make him use up his healing items. But I forgot this damn thing has Recover. Heals over half. We're just going to keep stacking Toxic damage here. So I'm worried about that. I'm thinking, who can switch into this thing? Who's got Recover? Probably has Surf. Not sure what else. Obviously, it has Toxic and Recover. Obviously a water move, whether waterfall or surf. Not sure about the 4th move, and I'm going, you know, because for some reason I really didn't do my research, as you guys can tell. Normally I research this shit and I'm sitting there because it's all post-game stuff. I record the highlights, so it doesn't matter how long I take. So I jump back into Copper, assuming the Recover is happening, and it does. And I'm like, alright, but this is the safer Leaf Blader. We can just Thunderbolt. And we do. Because I haven't been Toxic yet. And critical hit. A high roll critical hit. Because Leaf Blade's stronger than Thunderbolt. Sorry guys. It just is. In comes the Tentacruel. At this point, we've taken out the biggest problems. We've taken them all out. Nothing else can kill us. We're golden. Like, Tentacruel's high special defense. He's a bulky bitch. But Toxic actually misses, so not that it would have mattered, because you would have Toxic, still would have Thunderbolted here. So I take some damage. Let's say I'm down to 150 at this point, right? Take that damage, and now there's 1 Pokemon left. Let's say I'm at 150. It's a Ludicolo, who's also, I like Ludicolo. He's fun. Okay, so we decided to Thunderbolt because it's going to be neutral anyways, and, I mean, why switch out? We don't do, like, seriously, we do... The fact that we do that amount of damage, it's just like, goddamn. So we decided to go for a Thunder Wave. For some reason here, we're now backpedaling. And stupidly so, because we went for the double team, we Thunder Wave, now we get Leech Seeded, and now we're giving health to this damn thing. And I'm like, oh, no. So now I'm switching out. Or, bag, what am I doing? Am I looking for an answer to... Oh, I use a full restore on Dragoon. I'm done with this shit. I'm like, I'm going to switch it. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I remember I'm going to do. Remember what I said about... Remember what I said about Aerial Ace doesn't matter on a double team Sableye? Anybody recall that? Well, last time I checked, water and flying are neutral, but grass? And this thing's just going to double team, thinking it's going to sweep me with double team. This is a dangerous thing of Wallace, but as long as you have Aerial Ace. This is why I don't give up Aerial Ace for better moves and stuff. Aerial Ace, 60 is more than enough power, and sometimes that fucking sand attacks and fucking double teams and shit, this shit comes in clutch. Boom, baby. And look at the damage. Our attack stat isn't better than our special, but look, it can't do anything to us. The surfing is doing like 30 odd damage a hit. 25, you know. Oh, and then it's going to full restore. We're going to Aerial Ace again, you know. We're going to take it out. And then it's going to double team, thinking, like, once again, it's not a real person. It's obviously an AI. It's using its best moves. Aerial Ace takes out the Ludicolo, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we win 3 damn Nuzlocks in a row. 3 legs of the GenLocke challenge. And I'm goddamn stoked. I am. So, we defeat Wallace. Granted, once again, Steven would have been harder. With our current team and our move pool and everything that we have, Steven would have been a lot more challenging. Not saying we would have lost anybody or something like that. We would have played differently, obviously. But Steven would have been harder. Because we don't really have an answer. Other than Flamethrower Charizard, we don't have an answer to a number of his Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure his Metagross... Yeah, his Metagross is like so much more deadly than this Milotic. So... Anyway, May and Birch come up and they talking their shit, and Wallace is like, we're going to the, the Hall of Fame, the throne room, that kind of idea. And boom, I love the reflective floor and stuff. It's so cool that they did that, But this is back when Pokemon had a lot more heart and soul, in my opinion. Gen 3 was fantastic. Gen 3, Gens 1, 2, and 3 were all perfect. Very little problem. Very little problem. Gen 2 had one problem with the level scaling. But that was only to make Red more powerful, realistically. But here we are. Igniting our Hall of Fame. Copper our Raichu. Lives to fight another day. Our new addition, Dragoon the Sceptile, being the new MVP. Our second to replace Wild Wing, Altaria Shion. And Kellingon the Black, showing up. 3-time winner. Nidoboy as well, the Nido King. And Heracles the Rhydon. Our brand new Hall of Famers. 4 of them returning and 2 first-timers in Sceptile and Altaria. We are league champion. And there we go, people. We won. Yep. That's it. We did it. I love this because it showcases all Pokemon you've encountered or captured. Nothing else, right? Like, you're seeing all the ones that, yeah. It's kind of a cool way to do the credits. So I suppose we have a few things to basically discuss. Number one is we lost Apollo and Wild Wing in this run. Definitely, Wild Wing definitely due to stupidity, to cockiness and stupidity. Really unfortunate. And though Altaria is good, it's going to be incredibly hard to raise as a Swablu because the experience thing. So I'm going to have to grind 3 times as much in Pearl to keep Swablu viable. You know what I mean? Like, to keep Swablu up in the... Because until Swablu becomes an Altaria, it's a weak-ass flying type Pokemon. And it eats up 3 times the amount of experience that, say, a Charmander or a fucking, whatever takes. So, or a Nidoran takes. So, that's going to be incredibly annoying, and its move pool sucks. So, Swablu, raising Swablu, once again, as Lance once said, dragons are hard to find and raise, but once you do, they become legendary badasses. So, it's once again, time management. You got to put the time and the investment into that. So, Shion going forward is going to be very difficult to raise in the next gen. I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding to keep, because now I got Rhyhorn, who survives. So now Crunch is viable. Woohoo! Crunch is viable. But yeah, so there is that. And so I lost Wild Wing to my own stupidity. And then Apollo, you could sort of argue the same thing. Not recognizing that Meditite was obviously, I didn't consider high jump kick. I just didn't. It's the only high jump kick I've taken, I think, in this entire 10, 12 part video series. I haven't seen it. I haven't learned it, and I haven't seen it. So I guess I just wasn't thinking. So we took those 2 heavy losses. I mean, I think we definitely... I think we definitely... took a... What, how do I want to say it without being... We elevated, I guess, our Apollo, losing Apollo was sad. We lost our fighting type and stuff. And in so many situations, especially after we lost him, there was multiple situations where a strong fighting type would have been so goddamn helpful. Some of our maxi battles, that kind of idea against Team Magma and stuff, the Fiery Path, all those things. There was a lot of instances where he would have been so goddamn useful. However, I still think, given the fact that how well Dragoon fits with the team, and generally I don't put electric and grass types on the same team because they basically do the same function. But in this particular scenario, Dragoon does things that Raichu cannot, you know, and I'm sitting there going, maybe we sort of upgraded with that one. Granted, it's a starter. I don't think Primeape is meant to compete with a starter, you know, in all shapes and forms, you know, stat-wise and move pool-wise and stuff. But losing Wild Wing, I could make an argument that Wild Wing is just as good as Altaria, you know, so that one was more of a, like, yes, we lost Apollo, that's very sad, but Apollo put in his work for 2 legs, or 2.5 legs. Alright, now we can finally, we can pull something really good, we can replace him with something really good, we have a lot of options. When we lost Wild Wing so late game, we had options, but none of them were nearly as good as Wild Wing, you know what I mean? So it was like, damn, what do we go with? And I literally just picked the dragon, because I don't know when we're going to get another opportunity to get a dragon. We never had a Dratini, we never had, we never had a chance at, well, a pseudo-legendary like a Larvitar. We never had a chance at, basically anything. And we're not going to get Metagross, because obviously that's post-game shit at this point, right? And yeah. So, and in the next gen, I mean, what are the chances we're going to get a Gibble? You know? So, you know, for a Garchomp. So our chances at Dragon types was going to be way down low. And actually, that being said, now that we're going to be going into Pearl, Altaria is a great answer to that goddamn Garchomp. Because, first off, it can learn Ice Beam ×4 and 1 Dragon Dance, and it outspeeds it. I don't care what its speed is. Altaria is probably faster regardless, but 1 Dragon Dance setup on something before it, and boom, we have that Ice Beam will kill that thing. So, because it's ×4. So, we have an answer to Cynthia's Garchomp at the very least. So, anyways, that we won though. We won. I'm just talking out my ass here. I don't know. So we have 3 rewards, by the way. By the way, we cleared the Elite Four once again. That's now 3 times. So we get 3 rewards. I'm gonna have to really look into these ones. I'm done choosing vain choices, I promise. I'm done. I have my 2 shinies. I have my Ankelagon the Black because it's named after the Black Dragon. And then I have my Nido Boy for the Dallas Nido Boys, which is my team when I play competitive. So I'm done with my vain picks. So going forward, I'm going to have 3 other picks. I'm going to have to really look at egg moves and IVs and stuff, because everything changes with the physical special split. There's going to be a lot of big changes. Some moves are not going to matter anymore. Probably going to pick more so IVs at this point. Pick some good IVs to going forward and stuff. And I'm really going to just have to decide, do I choose Charmander to be a special or a physical attacker? Same with Nidoking. Same with same with Altaria. Like, most of my Pokemon are viable in each direction, but I can't stay middle of the road in Nuzlocke. I need to pick a direction. So going forward, we're gonna have to decide that stuff as well. So I mean, once again, you guys will know when I start playing Pearl, and once it finally comes out, Pearl version, you guys will know what rewards I decided to bestow upon our new set of champions. New set. Haven't had a new set since, well, the beginning. So, yeah, it's kind of strange to not have the same set of Hall of Famers starting off. But I am excited. Once again, raising up Swablu is going to be a bit of a bitch. But we got double starters. We got my favorite starter from Hoenn. And we got Ankelagon. So, I mean, you know, we have a Trico and a Charmander to raise. So, that's definitely going to be really viable because that means we already have grass water covered, right? So, anyways, that's it from me, guys. That's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the Emerald run of the GenLocke. And we'll see you guys back next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, that's it. Have a good one, everyone. Sayonara. See you back here for Pearl version, the 4th leg of our GenLocke challenge.